So I thought I'd introduce you to some different telescopes because my office here at CCSU is actually in the telescope storage room. So this is what we call a Newtonian reflector. You can always identify a Newtonian reflector because the light comes out the side. That's a dead giveaway. So we have two mirrors here. The first mirror is the one looking down the barrel of the telescope. This is called the primary mirror. It's the main optics, and larger is better. You'll hear that in another video. So the light comes in, it bounces off that mirror at the back, and then it bounces off a small mirror, and the light is directed out the side of the telescope here. So we have two mirrors. If you're wondering, this little telescope on the side is called the finder, and we use it to find things. We use it to align the telescope. Now, this is a refractor over here. A refractor doesn't use mirrors, it uses lenses. So in the front of this telescope, there is a large lens, which gathers the light. And then there's a smaller lens at the back, the so-called eyepiece, and that's how we look through that telescope. And this telescope here, this orange one, is sort of a hybrid telescope. It's called a catadioptric. We usually call them cats. No, there are no dogs in astronomy, but there are cats. And this has a combination of a lens and mirror. And the great thing about the catadioptric design is that it's very compact, sort of a short and stout telescope. But of course, having all those optics in there makes it more expensive. But everything's a trade-off. There's no such thing as a perfect telescope. Now, equally important to having a quality telescope is to have a quality mount to put it on. This thing is solid. It's very heavy, but it won't shake. It's very, very, very rigid and allows us to get a nice stable view of anything we want to look at in space. Now, if we go back to our little friend, the Newtonian reflector over here, you can see that it's on a very different kind of mount, a very simple kind of mount. This thing is called a Dobsonian. It's essentially a lazy Susan. Very easy to build, very economical, low to the ground, and it's also stable. So there are different types of telescopes that one can buy. And remember that you don't just want a quality telescope, you also want a quality mount.